Welcome to Mike Remembers. I'm Mike, a retired history teacher, and today we're here to sit together, to share the memories, the nostalgia, and the feelings that shaped our lives. I'll be truly happy if you share your memories with me down in the comments. And now, it's time for my story to begin. The 1970s, a decade of contradictions. On one hand, Star Wars on the big screen, changing cinema forever. On the other, Watergate, shaking people's faith in government. By night, disco balls spun at Studio 54. By morning, we sat in gas lines that stretched for blocks. It was strange, it was messy, and it was unforgettable. Let me take you back into a living room of the 70s. Shag carpet, wall to wall, orange, avocado, brown. You didn't walk on it, you sank into it. I remember my neighbor's son losing a toy car in there. We searched for hours, never found it. And the poor vacuum cleaner, it never stood a chance. And those colors. Kitchens looked like someone spilled guacamole and mustard across every surface. Avocado green refrigerators, harvest gold stoves, even the telephone hanging on the wall. My sister had one, mounted right by the doorway. At the time, it screamed modern. Today, it just screams, why? Summers were brutal. Most families didn't have central air. What did we do? We dragged mattresses onto screened-in porches, slept under the hum of attic fans. Some of us camped out in basements, 10 degrees cooler, and that made all the difference. One night I even jumped straight from the shower, lay down in bed still soaking wet, and prayed I'd fall asleep before I dried off. That, my friends, was survival. Fashion? Iconic and ridiculous. Bell-bottoms so wide you could smuggle groceries in them. Polyester shirts that trapped every drop of sweat. Platform shoes that made us feel tall until you heard the snap of an ankle. I had a student wobbled into class in those shoes. He looked like a newborn giraffe. Then came the energy crisis. 1973. Long, silent lines of cars waiting for pure surrender. Odd and even license plate days. I sat in line 2 hours once, only to be told, "Sorry, we're out." Whole Sundays with empty highways. No cars allowed. Looking back, it felt surreal, almost apocalyptic. But there were sweet moments. McDonald's fries, cooked in pure beef tallow. Crisp, golden, unforgettable. I worked mornings cleaning those vats of fat at 4 a.m. The smell clung to me all day, and yet, those fries. Fast food wasn't an everyday habit. It was a Friday night treat. Something special, not routine. And at night, disco ruled. Studio 54, lights flashing, polyester jumpsuits shimmering, Bee Gees pulsing through the floor. I walked into a New York club in '77 and thought, this is another planet. Everyone danced. No one cared how foolish they looked. It was pure surrender. At home, we embraced odd little inventions. Fondue pots bubbling with cheese, salad shooters, electric carving knives, and of course the Tupperware parties. Neighbors gathered around snapping lids onto bowls like they'd discovered magic. Half those gadgets ended up stuffed in cupboards, but for a moment they made us feel futuristic. Cigarettes? Oh, don't get me started. Ads were banned from TV in 1970, but people kept lighting up everywhere. Restaurants, schools, even hospitals. I had a doctor puffing Marlboros during my checkup. Try imagining that today. Saturday mornings? Sacred. Cartoons like Scooby-Doo, The Banana Splits, Shazam, ISIS Power Hour. Psychedelic, colorful, a little insane. We sat cross-legged on shag carpet, sugary cereal bowls in hand, eyes glued to the screen. And outside, every kid thought he was Evel Knievel. We built rickety ramps out of plywood, launched our bikes skyward, and usually crashed. No helmets, no pads, just bloody knees and bragging rights. Then came the blizzard of '78. Streets buried. Cars disappeared under snow. Schools closed for days. We dug tunnels through snowbanks like little miners. For kids, it was wonderland. For adults, back-breaking shoveling. But in memory, pure magic. And don't forget the fads. Mood rings that read your feelings. Lava lamps bubbling like alien science experiments. Pet rocks. Yes, we paid money for rocks in boxes. The 70s were full of nonsense, but we loved it. Looking back now, I see the 70s for what they were. Odd, imperfect, sometimes frustrating, but also vibrant, alive, and full of strange magic. The shag carpets, the avocado kitchens, the disco lights, the daring bike stunts, the long gas lines, all of it stitched into the fabric of who we were. I can still feel the shag under my feet, still smell the fries sizzling in tallow, still hear the buzz of an attic fan pulling hot summer air through the house. The 70s were not just a decade, they were an experience. Now, I've shared my strangest memories. What about you?